On today's episode, we get hot and sweaty for the holidays, dealing with an uncle that's 10% family and 90% booze, and why Clark likes it firm. All that and more on today's episode of Bad Advice with Lori Beth Denberg.
Help me out, almighty Lori Beth Denberg. Give me that vital information so I get the right thoughts to do, yeah. The church of Lori Beth is in session, and we're reading from the scriptures of vital information. Talking my goddess and my savior, my LBT. Just tell me what's going on with me. Oh, my goddess and my savior, my LBT. Just tell me what's going on with me. Yeah. The Lori Beth Denberg.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lori Beth Denberg, and welcome to the Bad Advice Podcast.
Woo.
With me, as always, is Clark Crozer.
Hello.
Hello, Clark.
How are you?
I am doing okay as we slowly move towards the holiday season. Well, we kind of, it's like Halloween is really part of it.
Yeah, that's the
But
beginning.
It doesn't, and it's family, it's kid oriented.
Yeah.
Or getting drunk oriented.
Right.
There's not like a middle ground.
It's true.
So,
But I had a good Halloween. Did you have a good Halloween?
I had a good Halloween.
Nice. Yeah, it was, we had fun. I made a costume for Lex that was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
For school, right? Because he got to dress up and go to his school. Fun. But then he wanted the evil bloody version, that's Sonic.exe, which is this kind of made-up version of Sonic that's evil and kills people.
Okay.
For the actual Halloween. So I redid his costume and made it like bloody and gruesome and crazy, and it was pretty awesome.
Excellent. So he looked like roadkill?
Yeah, exactly. He did. He looked a lot like roadkill, like he was just hit by a car. It was pretty funny.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I love Halloween.
Yeah.
It's like it's my favorite holiday. But my whole life I've had to kind of like keep it a little subdued, because next day I always know I have to go. My parents' anniversary is November 1st.
Oh, dear.
So I always have to spend time. I love my parents and I like spending. But this year I was very excited because you know what we did for their anniversary?
What?
We went and saw that Van Gogh experience.
I acted like I didn't know you guys,
Yeah, I
but
told you.
I
Yeah, I
totally
know.
do. Because I saw the million pictures your mom put on Facebook.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So cool.
It really was. Let me
Wow.
take it back a moment.
Yeah, please.
Because sometimes, I do a lot of weddings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Then
yeah,
there's the wedding. The night before is the wedding rehersal.
Right.
So did your parents have some like balls out weird thing? Halloween
rehearsal dinner? They must have. I mean, no, it could have been on the 30th, I guess.
Let's
It's
find
not-
out about
We
that.
need to ask. We
If
need to
there are
find out.
pictures,
Yeah.
that's what I would like.
I mean, honestly, I need to just bring in pictures of my parents' wedding to begin with.
Yes.
Because it's in 1975, and boy, do they look like they're living in 1975. My dad has a baby blue tuxedo.
Oh, dear.
It is pretty
I
awesome.
feel like I've seen something about that. Do you think for the rehearsal dinner, your mom dressed like Bride EXE?
Exactly. It's like The Bride, but just way
Yes.
bloodier.
Just bloodier. Anyway, okay, so I had gone, dear listeners, you will know
Yeah.
if you are good people and have listened to every episode, that I went to this Van Gogh thing a
Yes.
couple months ago.
Yes.
And I mean, phenomenal. So Clark, what's your take on it?
Unbelievable. Like I know of Van Gogh. I love art, and but I was never an art major or an art buff. I don't have a favorite artist. My art expertise skews a little bit more comic booky
Yes.
than classical. So but I went into it just kind of like, all right, well, let's see what this is.
Yeah.
And it was gorgeous. It was stunning. It was jaw-dropping.
Right.
It took my breath away. It was so cool.
It was so
And
good.
really, honestly, all it really is music, just kind of like cool, soothing music,
Yeah.
and these gorgeous animated pieces of art that
Yep.
are just kind of telling a little bit of a story. Not really. It's not like there's a main character or anything,
No.
but they're kind of
The
like
main character is Vincent Van Gogh.
exactly. But they're just using his art to just like it just comes alive.
Just
in that
how
room.
it like transitions
Yeah.
from one to the next, and how you'll see parts of a painting like come, and then it builds, and
Yeah.
enough parts. What am I trying to think of? A word.
Reveals.
Yes.
As more and more of the image gets
Components.
revealed. Yeah.
Components of a painting. Oh, Jesus. This week on Thesaurus Land. Yeah, it was just so, and just the way, because of the animation, the music, it's so dreamy.
Yeah.
Did Lex like it?
Oh, he loved it. Yeah, we had actually enjoyed ourselves so much that it's kind of a presentation, right? There's
it's
kind
like
of a
30 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly. To the point where there's even credits at the
Yes,
end.
yep.
We walked in as the credits were rolling.
Yeah.
So we came in at the perfect time. We sat through the whole thing once. Lex loved it, thought it was cool.
Yay.
And then Mimi was like, all right, now we're taking pictures. And so
I did
she
see
and him went off.
Mimi takes pictures.
Yeah, Mimi takes lots of
Mimi
pictures.
takes lots of pictures to
Yeah.
the point where sometimes you're like, Mimi, are you here?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
are you just thinking about how to edit this later?
My joke was that if anyone missed on my childhood, I could just show them the flip book that I have at her house of me growing from ages 0 to about 18.
Yes. So I'm really glad, because when I did see the pictures on Facebook, I was like, Mom, did you watch anything?
Yes.
Because there's so many pictures.
Yeah.
So if you,
But
I'm glad to know that you got 2 times through.
Exactly. She sat through the whole thing. It was really fun, really pretty. But yeah, she definitely hit that point where she's like, all right, I don't want to leave. And everyone else is like, okay, well, I guess we could keep watching again.
Yeah.
And she just never came back. She and Lex went off, and
Oh.
she all of a sudden she went up to the second floor and Lex was running downstairs. He was going to be in a picture on the first floor. And then it was just really cute, really fun.
And she's like, Lex, sexier,
Yeah.
sexier. Make
Exactly.
love to the camera.
Yeah, she
No,
pulled
I loved it.
a full Austin Powers.
We did the same thing. Well, no, I didn't run around and take pictures of the kid. But like we sat through it. My friend Michael and I went, and we watched it twice.
Yeah.
It was just, and I would have stayed,
Yeah.
but I left.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like still, it's still COVID-y, but it was like even more COVID-y. This was a few months ago.
Exactly.
So cool. And I'm
Oh.
going to
Yes?
probably see it again
Really?
in Boston.
What? Really?
Yes.
When?
I am, for the first time in I can't remember how long, going out of town for Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
Yes, I'm going to visit a friend in Vermont.
Yes,
her
you're going to
family
the East
invited
Coast.
me. And then they live in Vermont, but we're going to drive to Boston to actually do Thanksgiving.
Oh
and
my
there's
God.
no people there. I go, who lives in Boston?
Yeah.
She's like, no one, we're just going.
Nice.
Like they got an Airbnb and they'll cook and stuff. So
Dude.
I'm going with them, and then afterwards we'll come back.
I mean, holidays on East Coast just sounds cool, period.
Exactly.
That's
And,
awesome.
well, it's funny. There's a little story about that. But one of the last days that we'll be in Boston, they have tickets for the Van Gogh exhibit.
Oh, nice.
And it has to work out a little bit what family members. So I'm fully prepared to be like, I'm staying home.
Aw.
But there's a chance I'll get to go see it again in a different.
Don't tell
city.
anyone that you've seen it before and just start calling painting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be this one. Oh, it's going to be the flowers.
Irises. I hit like the ding
The
buzzer.
ding buzzer, yeah.
Like we have to be the first one to identify it. I need the year. I need the full title of the painting and what museum it's in.
I love the idea, too, of just somebody, like a game show host, popping out of a door. Correct!
Yes.
Like waiting for somebody.
Sir, we need you to leave. But what was funny is you said on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Because this is my friend that came out a few weeks
right.
ago.
Right.
And I was saying how exhausted we were. I
Yeah.
was, because we did so much stuff.
Yeah, you showed
And
her the full LA.
every day we were like, this, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, tearing through LA.
Yeah.
And then her mom was like, when she comes here, it's going to be so boring.
Oh, no.
It's going to be like snow days. So she's all worried. And I'm like, dude, that sounds so good. First of all, to you and me, snow is only from TV and movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because we are from Los Angeles, if it's your
Exactly.
first time listening, welcome.
Yeah,
Um,
my wife was shocked because I saw snow fall from the sky for the very first time with my wife when I was at like, I don't know, age 35,
Oh,
36,
yeah?
somewhere. I was old.
I was like 24, 25, something like that.
When you saw it coming from the sky?
Yes,
So
and
that's different.
I was in, where's the Mall of America? Minneapolis, St. Paul. Minneapolis. I was in Minnesota
Okay.
on a Nickelodeon thing. It was some
Promotion.
promotion. Thank you for Figure It Out.
Oh, nice.
And I was there with my Nickelodeon escort, not escort. What do they call them? Chaperone.
Yeah.
And we had gone lots of places together, and we'd gone to eat something, and then we went outside. And it starts snowing.
Yeah.
And I'm full on, like, arms out, spinning. So excited. I'm like, it's snowing. My friend Jonathan, who was my chaperone, is from New York and, like, tucked his coat tighter and said, let's go. He's like, yeah, I know. Let's go. And I'm like, lost in the wonderment. And he's like, this is going to get bad in about 10 minutes. Let's go. But it was still, so that is the first time.
You saw snow.
I saw snow.
It's different. Like I saw snow various times as a kid on the ground, and you're like stomping in it and whatever.
Yeah.
But to be there when it's falling from the sky and everything is so quiet.
Yep.
It sucks out all of the sound out of the air, and it's just cool, man.
Yes. Actually, the one thing that I've requested to do in Vermont, which if it's a snow day and we can't go anywhere, that's fine. But it's actually I can't remember his name, but he's this guy who first took pictures of snowflakes.
Oh.
I was gonna look him up right now, but I'm not gonna. He just was the first to like create this way, and this is like a jillion years ago. So there is a museum, Snowflake Museum, of this guy's pictures.
Art.
And so I was like, I want to go to the snowflake. I learned about it from my friend who's a teacher because she was giving a reading test, and one of the, you have to read the story and then answer the questions, comprehension.
Okay.
And one of the stories was about this guy and how, all this cool shit, how he, learned how to do this. And then he did it a different way because he learned it would melt. And I mean, so I'm like, okay, can we go there?
That's awesome. So you're going to go to the Snowflake Museum?
I'm going. It has been my one request.
Wow.
They say it will be honored, weather permitting.
Okay.
But how ironic if a snow day kept me from the Snowflake Museum.
Snowflake Museum.
So I am, suffice it to say, especially after the trip I did with my friend here, that like cocoa and nothing sounds like a great time.
Right.
A great time.
Wow.
And I will report back. Just every couple months, we'll just check in on the Van Gogh exhibit.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you going to see it next? So I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Nice. That is awesome. Well, luckily, we actually have lots of Thanksgiving questions. So I was planning on making this a whole Thanksgiving show.
Oh, okay.
So if you're okay with that,
well, that makes sense now because Clark told me for the segment, like, have a story about your favorite Thanksgiving. So now I see what we're doing.
This is the Thanksgiving episode.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. All right. We are going to start out with Ashley.
Ashley.
And Ashley wrote us and said, hi, guys. Big fan of the podcast. Thanksgiving is around the corner, and in an abundance of caution, thanks COVID, we are keeping it small again this year. Just my mom, my fiance, and I. I love to cook and have a tendency to make way too many different dishes. So I really need to take it down a notch because there's only 3 people. The fridge can only hold so many leftovers. So my question is, what are some of your favorite Thanksgiving foods? If you could only pick a couple to have, besides turkey, of course, which would you pick? Thanks a bunch, Ashley from Vermont.
Ashley from
Vermont. There you go.
I'll be there. It's 4 people now.
Do you know about the Snowflake Museum, Ashley?
She's like, I work there. Oh my God. I don't know why Ashley's a valley girl from Vermont.
Ashley's mind is being blown right now as she's listening to this.
Well, thanks, Ashley.
Yeah.
I can relate on some level to, I don't cook, but getting way too much food.
Yes.
Just like if I'm like, in charge of an event and I'm like, how many salads do we need? 1,000? Like, there's going to be 200 people there. How many pizzas? One for each. Is that too many? But it's good in advance because you're thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because not only will you not have this crazy food left over,
Right.
but you won't be spending so much time in there making it, and you'll get to relax more.
That's absolutely
and just
right.
like chill the F out.
Yeah.
So my first, you said definitely turkey.
Yeah.
If y'all like the white meat turkey,
Yeah.
just make the turkey breast. Like, you know how they sell those sometimes?
Sure, of course.
So if that is like smushy to you,
Hey, mini turkey.
you could do a mini turkey.
Half
or
a turkey.
you could just do like a Cornish game hen for each person. If you want to be like super douchey 19th century. In the manor, we're having hens. But I mean, it might be just your thing, Ashley, to be like, I'm putting apples in this turkey's ass and it is on.
Exactly.
I've got a 12-day brine going. So my favorite is stuffing.
Yeah, that would be me.
Stuffing, controversial.
Hmm?
I don't like sausage in my stuffing.
Really?
I don't like sausage a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I like breakfast sausage. You know, I'm coming around.
Okay.
But
Now, is it the patties that you don't like or the sausage links?
I like breakfast sausage links.
Okay.
The best.
Okay.
And I'm coming around. I have actually had a few. I had some Polska kielbasa.
Oh,
which I do
wow.
like that. I do like that. But I wouldn't like it if I had it like 3 days in a row.
Right. Of course.
But yeah, I feel like stuffing, and I know stuffing gives it so much flavor and all this kind of stuff, but when I'm taking a bite of it, all I taste is the sausage.
Mhm.
Sausage gives the stuffing flavor is what I meant.
Right.
So, I mean, to each their own.
Right.
But to me, stuffing is like the other main attraction.
Okay. Now, question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you let's say this is your dream Thanksgiving. We're setting up your dream Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Anything you want, you're going to get.
Oh.
Do you ask for, well, not by the turkey, I hope. Do you ask for custom, like a chef prepared bowl of stuffing? Or are you like, no, just give me stovetop? Because I have to say, I am a little on the stovetop side.
Stovetop suffices quite well.
Like, it's so perfect as a stuffing, and I yet to find a single homemade stuffing that pleases me more.
Yes.
Than just a simple stovetop.
Simple stovetop definitely does the trick a lot. But
okay,
if you're going, and if Ashley's the cook that I think she is.
Sure.
And the woman that I think she is, like, to do like a real like cornbread, or like when they really cut the bread up and do it, and the spices and the celery and like the whatever.
Yeah.
Sausage if you must. There's something to that too.
Okay.
There's definitely something to that.
Okay.
It's like the bigger pieces and stuff.
Right. Totally.
But I will say at this point, stuffing
number one, you have to have.
Yeah. I'm going to also now, we're going to throw this in, Ashley.
Sure.
Cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about in a moment. It's a leftover from last year. We talked about this last year.
Okay.
And gravy. Those don't count as 3 items.
Absolutely not.
Those are a given.
Yeah.
And last year we did have a question from my soulmate.
Okay.
I can't remember his name.
Okay.
But he was like, basically, is it rude to say I don't want your douchebaggy cranberry homemade sauce because the shit in the can is the best thing ever? And that's when we talked about stovetop stuffing. We're coming full circle.
Right?
So depending on your taste, and there are some like real cranberry sauces and whatever that are going to be good.
Sure.
But I would say stick in cranberry sauce and gravy no matter what.
Absolutely.
So we've got the turkey, maybe the turkey breast, just trim it down a little bit.
Right.
Maybe, and we have some stuffing.
Yep.
And then
you got to have a veggie, right?
I was just going to say, I am all about the string bean casserole with the Campbell soup.
Yeah.
So like there's that, and it's, classic and this and that. Or I am just in a long-term relationship with Brussels sprouts.
Really?
So, Ashley, if you have some recipe,
Mm.
that would be a really nice compliment.
But are you thinking you get one bread, right? That's your stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
You get one veggie, that's, the green beans or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got your turkey. Is there anything else that you need? Is that enough?
Well, we're looking at also the gravy.
The gravy and the cranberry
sauce.
has to be there.
We are looking at perhaps some nice bread.
Right. Sure.
Rolls. Dude, and let's just go straight for the Pillsbury.
Oh my God. The
crescents
Grands.
or the Grands, whatever it is.
Grands.
Pop that freaking can that scares me to death to this day.
My God. And then I don't know why I don't wrap more things in towels. Not paper towels, but I always, at least my family always would make the Grands, and then they would put it in a bowl that was lined with like hand towels.
Oh.
Like cloth towels to keep the Grands warm.
Oh.
And I was like, how come that is the only food that you wrap in cloth towels?
It's a religious thing. They have a whole secret like Pillsbury Doughboy religion. And that's how he prescribes they do it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so let's look at the table, Ashley.
All right.
We've got some turkey, however you choose to do it.
Yep.
We've got stuffing.
Right.
We've got cranberry sauce. We've got gravy.
It's a staple.
We've got Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. Sounds good.
Now, that is that. If you want to do an appetizer.
Okay.
A friend of mine named Vicky made these. Are really good. They're bacon wrapped bananas, like little slices of banana wrapped with some bacon, and you put them in the oven. So you could do something fun like that for a before.
Sure.
And then you notice there's no sweet potato casserole or whatever in our meal. Maybe we bring that out to dessert.
Oh.
And do a sweet potato pie or a pumpkin pie too, but something orange for dessert.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Okay.
And quite frankly, Ashley, I'll be near you.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know where you live in Vermont, but everywhere in Vermont is near everything else in Vermont. So that's my thing. But I really want to emphasize that I think it's really cool for you to be thinking about this in advance.
Yeah.
And to really be able to go, I'm enjoying this so much more.
Yeah.
I have so much more time. I'm so much less stressed, so much less sweaty, so much less to clean up after with the 5 other things that you're not going to end up making.
Absolutely. Now, let's move on. Thank you, Ashley, for that question. But Daniel's question, he has a follow-up question that I think is going to move perfectly here because you were just talking about this. So this is a very hot topic.
Okay.
He needs your thoughts. Pumpkin pie. Should it be served hot, cold, or at room temperature?
Oh, I don't want to get political. The nation is divided in 3. We are thrice divided.
Right.
I have to say room temperature.
Room temperature.
I have to say room temperature. Cold is like, maybe the next day.
Yeah.
But cold pie is a bummer to me. I know summer's supposed to be I happen to not like key lime pie.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if you do. I don't want to start something.
I love any pie.
Yes.
So.
But, this kind of room temperature, but it's like meringue and it's got to be cooler.
Yeah.
And if I were to get a fruit pie, cherry pie being my favorite, I'd want that warmed up.
Okay.
And then with ice cream, maybe.
Okay.
And then, but a pumpkin pie is just such a solid member of the family.
Yeah.
And I feel like room temperature with whipped cream, that's not going to melt on it.
Absolutely.
I think that's the way to go.
All right.
I think that's the way to go. If everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Well, let me say.
And if you don't agree with me.
Yes.
Show me on fucking Instagram, bitches.
Let me just say, I'm coming from a different camp. I'm coming from the cold camp.
Oh.
But my reasons are very similar to your reasons, right? This is a pumpkin pie needs to have a firmness to it.
Yes.
Needs to have a density to it. And I don't want a pumpkin pie where if I'm using my fork and cutting off that first little tip of that triangle, that it's like melting.
Yes.
I don't want that. I want it to be firm, like, like gelatinous almost, right?
Yes. Well, this reminds me of my favorite Stephen Wright joke,
Okay.
which is, it doesn't matter what temperature a room is, it's always room temperature. So yes,
True.
in my room temperature, the firmness is there.
That's really the important part, I think. Regardless of how, hot, cold, or room temperature.
Yeah.
I think the important part is
Absolutely
the firmness of the pumpkin pie.
Otherwise, it's very close to baby food or diarrhea.
Exactly. I don't know why you've been tasting so much diarrhea.
It's delicious.
Hopefully that helps for you, Daniel. Next question is actually from The Witcher.
The Witcher?
Yep. And
is that a movie?
I think so. It's a video game.
Oh.
And The Witcher says, how do you get in the holiday spirit if you live in a tropical or hot climate?
Well, we just said that snow is only in movies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very interesting. And that is what's really interesting is, TV and movies like Christmas, snow, and jingle bells, and quiet country streets. Main streets all closed up.
Exactly.
The church is beautifully appointed. It's funny. It almost sounds like this is someone who, what's the name? Oh, The Witcher.
This is The Witcher.
The Witcher. Almost sounds like The Witcher may have lived somewhere Christmassy or cold-ish.
Cold, yeah.
And now is in a tropical environment.
Yeah.
Decorate.
Yeah.
First of all, decorate.
Absolutely.
And you can do it hilarious, incorporate it. Instead of a Christmas tree, get a palm tree.
Yeah.
Make it work for you.
Yeah.
And incorporate that in. And it is very strange because I know people that have moved from away to Los Angeles.
Right.
And they're like, this is Christmas?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, and I grew up Jewish, so I don't know either way. This is just what it's always been. But I would say if you're pining, no pun intended, if you're pining for that, days of yore, Christmas caroling, hot cider and whatever, but it's 89 degrees outside with a humidity of 110, you're not going to have those feelings. So it just means that the holidays mean something different.
Exactly.
The holidays are the holidays. We're either celebrating we're either celebrating the decimation of the indigenous people by awful people.
Yeah.
Or, what has come to be known as a family-oriented thing and giving thanks. So it's not lost. I just want everyone to be like, she didn't mention anything about how awful it is. So obviously I know that. But we're just going from kind of a familial, traditional viewpoint. And then Christmas is, of course, about the birth of baby Jesus. The same deal about family, this and that. So you just have to incorporate your new surroundings into those things. Those don't require snow.
Well, and I also wish I knew I could write songs or I could produce songs, because I've been feeling for years that somebody needs to do a take on White Christmas, except you call it Blue Christmas.
What does that mean?
A blue sky. Our Christmases here in California, here in LA, are stunningly beautiful days.
It's like the nicest time to be in LA.
Gorgeous days, just bright blue skies, little patches of fluffy white clouds, just sunny and bright and not warm, right? Because we're in LA, and it's December or whatever. It'll be a chilly, 65.
Yeah.
But, not freezing. I think that our Christmas is just as good as a white Christmas. Because sure, you have traditional expected white Christmas, snowy kind of feelings.
Mhm.
But I cannot tell you how happy I am every year when I'm looking at Facebook on, the day after Christmas or something, and everyone's like, hey, I'm snowed in.
Yeah.
Hey, look at the 6 inches we got last night. And I'm like sitting out by my pool.
You're like, I'm
playing-
wearing the new shorts I got as a gift yesterday.
Exactly. Playing with my new drone in the wide open sunny skies.
Right. Yeah.
So look, there's a lot of good things about celebrating holidays where there's no snow. You just got to find it. And one other thing that I can also throw out there just to help get in the holiday spirit, music. Music will
Yes.
take you there no matter what the temperature
But
is.
just choose what you like, but don't subject other people to it.
Oh yeah, headphones, total headphones.
Yeah, but that's also fun. And that's also, you will find, if you look for it, The Witcher,
Yeah.
plenty of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's tropical, like Hawaiian Christmas,
Yeah.
albums and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like, just the idea I had about, like, use a little palm tree instead of a Christmas tree.
Exactly.
Like, if you're bummed out,
Maliki Maka is the thing to say.
if you're feeling like this doesn't feel like Christmas, like, make it feel like Christmas
Exactly.
where you are.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Do it.
All right. I hope that helps, The Witcher.
Hi, I'm Alec Mappa.
And I'm Matthew Dempsey.
We host a podcast where we get real with your favorite celebs and talk about how each one of us, in our own way, is a hot mess. Please welcome Ben de la Creme.
Hi there. Thanks so much for having me.
Peppermint.
Hello.
Hi. Jake Shears.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Tom Lank.
Please welcome to the stage,
Pretty privilege. Yardley Smith.
Thanks for having me. This really was terrific. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's important and relevant and also funny and just a great way to help a person get through their day.
You can catch up on those and be ready for new conversations as we work to destigmatize mental health one episode at a time.
Download and subscribe to Alec Mappa Hot Mess with Matthew Dempsey, psychotherapist, today, right now. Do it because we're not so bad.
Let's move on now to Sean. Sean asks, what should I do if I'm not feeling very family oriented this year? I need some ideas for a single lady to eat some good damn food.
Ah,
Yeah.
Sean. I can relate to not feeling family oriented.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And sometimes, yeah, it's just enough.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, I don't know, Sean, if it's you're like to your one child, like, get the fuck out of my house. Or if it's just some big family thing that you're like, I'm just not into it.
Right.
Which like COVID and stress and whatever could make just like, dude, I'm not into it. And you can Zoom with anybody you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you have to pretend to be sick. I couldn't make it. And, but this was my COVID Thanksgiving.
Okay.
It was a bummer. I was pretty good with, when I'm talking about the previous COVID Thanksgiving. This will be
2020.
the second one. Yeah.
2020
Thanksgiving 2020 when
Yeah.
it was like real fucking shit.
Stay in your fucking homes.
And I was okay with most of everything. I'm like, this is what we need to do.
Okay.
I'm wearing my mask when I go out. I'm going out when I need to go out.
Right.
I'm protecting my day, like all that COVID shit.
Right.
And I was all fine with it. And then I was really sad on Thanksgiving. What I did do though, I remember I posted a picture of this on Facebook, maybe on Instagram. I don't know. I'm old. But I ordered dinner from a local restaurant.
Okay.
Supported this restaurant that I like that
Sure.
I ordered from. Sometimes I meant to order from them more. And at the same time, I wasn't making money.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but this one place that I like, and they had the whole like Thanksgiving meal
Nice.
for $39, whatever it was.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was all really good. I got to support them.
Nice.
I picked it up and said, thank you and happy Thanksgiving.
Nice.
And they were like, we're working.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a happy Thanksgiving. No, they're really, really nice. And, I went back to my house and I was sitting at the dining room table and I was really sad.
Yeah.
And I mean, I should say that made it sound really sad. But a bunch of friends were all getting our dinners and then sitting down and Zooming.
Oh, nice.
We're Zooming and hanging out.
Gotcha.
Like then doing like game night.
So it was a little bit of like a virtual Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was definitely a virtual Thanksgiving,
Okay.
but it bummed me out.
Yeah.
But that isn't the same as Sean saying, I'm not feeling very,
right.
So
Right.
if this is just you, Sean, going,
I need a break.
I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
You should look at it like, I'm free. I can do whatever I like.
Yes.
So if you want
yes.
a Thanksgiving meal, I'm fair. I mean, I don't know where you live.
Right.
She's like, I'm at the North Pole. Your advice means nothing. And snow isn't just in the movies, it's everywhere. Look, Sean, I don't need the attitude. But if you wanted to go the Thanksgiving meal route, I'm sure that there are local restaurants or
Yeah.
even, a chain or whatever.
Yeah, hit up Marie Callender's.
Exactly. That could make just a whole deal.
Yeah.
And you could be like, I'm getting exactly what I want. I don't have to share it with anyone. I don't have to make anything for anyone else that I don't want to eat.
And then cleaning is basically just let's take all of the stuff that I just finished eating and put it back in the bag and put it in the trash can.
Exactly.
Done.
Well,
You're
don't
clean.
don't you leave it out for Santa? I don't know how this works.
No, that's not how it
You
works.
don't leave your Thanksgiving trash out for Santa?
No, that's not how it works.
Well, yeah, that's why you never came to my house. Doing it wrong this whole time. Been naughty. I've been very naughty.
You're getting cold.
So that's my advice. If you want that Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If you want fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want?
Right.
It could be anything. I mean, there is a limit because many things are not open.
Yeah.
And many things are, and I wish they weren't.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was going to say the sky's the limit, but that's not what I meant to say. You get to do what you want to do.
So you're suggesting that if she wants, she can have an anti-Thanksgiving.
She could.
Oh,
What's the anti-Thanksgiving meal? Liver?
No, it'd have to be fish, right?
Oh.
Like a giant slab of cod.
Yeah.
And
But it had to be only foods that would make you unthankful. Just a large bowl of sardines.
Uncooked butternut squash.
Uncooked butternut squash. A sardine and anchovy sandwich. Just sandwiched in between two really burnt waffles.
And like a summer fruit salad in the
Yes.
middle of November.
And a Capri Sun that is unopenable. It is unpierceable. And when
like
you
it.
finally do get it, it just pours out all over you.
That's a fantastic anti-Thanksgiving meal.
I like it.
I like
Enjoy yourself, Sean, whatever
Yeah,
you do.
Exactly. That's the important part. Let's move on. I am excited because this is time for our rotating segment of the week, and we've got ourselves a flashback.
Flashing back with Clark and LB, let's talk about some fond memories. 'Cause it's a flashback.
So Clark told me, he just said, we'll do what's your favorite Thanksgiving
Right.
for this segment.
Right.
So, and
Knowing that it was going to be a pretty heavy Thanksgiving episode.
Yes, so I was like, okay. It'd be weird if you asked me this like in March. What I really want to hear from you today.
Note to self,
Yes.
ask her this in March.
And then today he's like, favorite St. Patrick's Day? Go. So, and when he asked me, hey, what was your favorite Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I had one right away in 2 seconds. And it was Thanksgiving 2005. I had been sober 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, September 20th is my
Right.
sober day.
Yeah.
And so this was like literally 2 months later.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot on the show about my family, my situation. I was just, it was always, Thanksgiving was always, growing up, this grin and bear it,
Right.
go with the family thing.
Right.
and get treated like shit.
Right.
And then it was I don't have anyone thing. And I would be like an orphan, like hanger on. Sometimes I'd be nowhere. Sometimes I'd be home alone. And
were you ever working during Thanksgiving?
no.
Okay, they would take it off.
Yeah, it's just like school. When you're doing a TV show,
they would just take off.
They
for the
take
week.
off the holidays.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. So I was just, I'm displaced.
Mm-hmm.
And, and not in the kind of great shape where you had to get sober 2 months prior.
Right. Well,
So-
and traditionless, really.
Yeah, exactly. So what a group of friends had was like a 24-hour sober deal.
Okay.
No, it wasn't 24 hours. I'm so sorry, baby. But it was all day.
Okay.
It was from like 8 to 8.
Okay.
No, 8 to 10. And then dinner was at 6.
Okay.
But it was, people all day hanging out, all these activities planned. And it's like, yeah, sober people are a lot of times alone. We don't have what we're doing. Or even if you're just, have a problematic family. And this was a place where people could just come and check in.
Nice.
Like, I just want to come hang out with you guys for a while before I go see my in-laws.
Nice.
Or I just got fucking done there and I need to come hang out with you.
Right.
So that was going on. And I decided to go there.
Wow.
And it was in a new, it was the same group of people, but a lot of them I'd never met in a different part of town. So yeah, I just decided I'm going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
And I do. And it was so great. It was, first of all, I got there, a lot of people I knew, a lot of people I met in this like safe environment.
Wow.
And this was, I've been, 2 months sober. So I got to make these connections with other people that I'd never met and, just hang out.
Yeah.
And then have people cooked like the full fucking Thanksgiving dinner.
Nice.
And I probably brought, it's like you could bring something, but so I don't know what I brought. But
I feel like at that point in your life, what would you have even known to bring?
Yeah.
Well,
I will tell you this though, just as a little aside.
Yeah.
I might have even mentioned it to you before. At potlucks, my new thing is like, what are you going to bring? I'm going to bring chicken. Sometimes it's all chicken. Sometimes it's all salad. Neither of those are good. And I'm sick of trying to think of what to bring, especially because I don't cook.
Yeah.
One time, it wasn't for Thanksgiving. I decided I'm going to buy a gallon of milk, 3 boxes of cereal.
Wow.
And bowls.
Wow.
But like Honey Smacks.
Nice.
Fruit Loops.
Nice.
And Cocoa Puffs.
Treat cereals.
Exactly.
Treat cereals.
Treat cereals. And people fucking loved it. I bought
Treat
some bowls.
cereals.
Treat Joe cereals. So, but this time I don't think, I was a fucking mess. I didn't bring anything with me. I just brought myself and that was plenty.
I'm sure I would consider you brave to just bring yourself.
Yeah. It was very strange too, because I had that trepidation of like, I don't, we all know from listening to this show, the healthy self-image I have of myself, even today, as a screamingly successful artist, actress, and human being. But, then I was just like holding on for kind of dear life. And to know that, I'm starting to tear up. That was there for me.
Yeah.
And it was there specifically for me because there's plenty of people who were there in and out all day who have families and who have their own stuff to do.
Right.
But they know there's people like me that really needed it. So that was my first sober Thanksgiving. Well, since I'd started using.
Yeah.
Because I was like...
You weren't spending your 5-year-old Thanksgiving.
That elementary school picture we put up of us. I'm like, I'm so fucking baked. And I want a big potato. I was a really funny, high 6-year-old.
That was.
So once I started using, 10, 12 years, whatever, this was my first sober Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Dealing with all the shit and feelings that you get when you stop using drugs 24/7.
Yeah.
And I just whatever, got up the courage or trusted the people that I knew that were going to be
Which
there.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I went and I hung out and I met new people and I enjoyed the people I already knew.
Well, I do have to say this. I do feel like you are the kind of person that does like strangers. That if you're meeting somebody, you're a great person to meet for the first time.
But a lot of what you see of that now is since I got sober.
Interesting.
That's since I got sober.
Interesting.
That's what being sober and getting help from people and it
Has
taught
done
me
for you.
how to interact with the world. That's a big part of what I learned, like the kindness and the trust in these people that I said, okay, I'm 2 months sober. I don't have anybody and that's pathetic. And I'm going to show up here and let you know all of that. And it's like, no, they're just like, I'm so glad to see you, you know, and that kind of kindness and acceptance is what taught me over the last 16 years. That's why I am the way I am now.
Exactly.
I wasn't before.
Exactly. But you've gotten to this place where I do feel like, look, there are horrible assholes and idiots out there, but I don't see you, when I see you talking to random people, you never treat anyone as if you're expecting them to be an asshole or an idiot.
No, I don't.
You always approach every new person that you ever meet. I watch it as if they are going to be awesome people that are going to love you and that you are going to love.
Yeah.
And it isn't until they prove you wrong.
Yeah, I'm not usually disappointed though. But I also just kind of, I mean, I do talk to everyone all the time, but I don't think it's in a weird way.
No, not at all.
Like, because the way Clark's telling it, it's like, hi, I'm Lori Beth.
No.
What's your name? No, he just means like when I go up at the grocery store to the cashier.
Exactly.
I go, hi, buddy, what's up?
Yeah.
You know?
You give everyone such a level of respect from the get-go. And I think because of that, and if what you're saying is that's something that you learned from that Thanksgiving on, good Lord, what an amazing thing to learn. Because I think that's a fantastic attribute to have.
It really started there.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah. So that was my favorite. 2005.
Yeah.
November 2005, my favorite Thanksgiving ever.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then I will say though, from then, like the next years.
Yeah.
I would go back to that gathering.
Yeah.
It was all day, but I would then made real friends.
Right.
And was invited to this, you know.
That became your new tradition.
Yeah. It became, you know, being part of other people's traditions, but not feeling like I'm so sad and pathetic and I have no family and all the bad stuff. So I'm here like a little charity
pity.
case.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but it really started Thanksgiving 2005.
Wow, that is amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're good with that, I think we got time for one more question.
Okay.
So let's do it. We're going to do one more. This is final question is from Jen. And Jen says, any thoughts on how to deal with the racist drunk uncle at Thanksgiving or the judgy mother-in-law? How do you avoid metaphorical jabs from people at the dinner table? How do you get over someone trying to goad you into an argument? That's from Jen. Yeah.
Maybe you should get together with Sean and just,
just be alone.
Hang out together. And hook up with The Witcher in tropical. You all just get together.
Or you can all head up to Vermont with Ashley.
Ashley, now you've got 6 people, 7 including me. Cook more shit.
Yeah.
Obviously this is a big problem for Thanksgiving and family and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like grin and bear it, whatever. But what's interesting to me, and again, most people, we're just talking about how I talk to everybody or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone is as free as I am to interact with people or to speak up, or, you know, I'll be like, just say something funny. And they're like, well, I'm not funny.
Right.
And you're probably right. But, you know, passive aggressive met with aggressive is
Yeah.
pretty good, but not in the not sock him in the jaw.
Right.
That's the last
Right.
resort.
Right.
Just I grab your keys, fucking sock him in the jaw, and take off.
Oh my God.
So there are, the traditional ways it sounds like you handle this, which is to ignore it
Yep.
and tighten your teeth
Yep.
and just get through it.
Yeah.
But I've become a really big fan over the last few years. I think something's changed in me where when people are being awful in that way,
Yeah.
especially passive aggressive, especially,
Okay.
I just really blatantly point it out.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like to the point where like you can in a sarcastic way. It's
Okay.
like, oh yes, I did leave my towel on the floor so that you would trip over it. I'm very sad you're still alive. I was hoping this would be the end of you. That's why I purposefully left the towel there.
Nice.
You've dashed my plans. Foiled again. Or just to the point where it's, mother-in-law says something, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're awful, right? You could just,
It's true.
you just throw it out there. Or another one that I haven't said this. No, maybe I have. Another one that I came up with. I don't think I've used it yet, but it's if you're not the worst person on earth, you need to recalibrate because that's what's coming through right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I love that.
especially with passive aggressive
Yeah.
stuff, it's like the whole point is to cut you down and shut you up.
Right.
So to go the other way and be sarcastic or just really like, well, I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you so much. So that's like the passive aggressive side.
Sure.
Because then that really just embarrasses the person.
Yeah, totally.
And if they want to double down and get angry and leave, they're like, well, I'm leaving. So you'll be like, no, stay. It's like, bye.
Yeah.
And it's other people's, and it's like, that's the thing. This is what I think this wasn't necessarily my experience.
Right.
Kind of, actually, yeah, but mine was much darker. I don't want to say anything because then they're going to get mad and then they're going to get mad at me and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
If you want to do that, you have to have either the support of some people or be willing to be like, well, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Because if passive aggressive
Yeah.
mom says,
Just ignore him.
are those the jeans that you really wanted to wear?
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
I just love how you look. You look so comfortable.
Uh-huh.
And you go, yep. And I'm going commando. You should be lucky I'm wearing these jeans in the first place, and then the passive aggressor
Right.
chooses to, double down and make it even more of a thing, which those people just want you to be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, please forgive me.
Right.
Forgive me for the bitchy thing you said.
Right. Exactly.
So it embarrasses passive aggressive people to point out reality, especially a bit sarcastically.
All right.
And if it goes the other way, you have to be willing to stand your ground and say, no, I said what I said. This is not the appropriate way to treat me, and I'm going.
Yeah.
And, the chips fall where they may, depending on what the situation is, whatever.
Right.
That's different than the drunk fucking racist uncle.
Right.
Which, I mean, the best thing to do in that case is get a real nice video.
Yes, absolutely.
Real nice video to start
That'll
with,
help.
because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be great.
Totally.
And it also kind of depends on the level of drunk and the level of redneck, if that's involved.
Totally.
Because, someone's drunk uncle could just be sloppy and a big loser who feels like he could win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And that everyone should not take a knee.
Exactly.
Or, he could be the drunk uncle who will stand up and sock you in the face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
safety first.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Right.
But the same kind of thing can apply. Like if someone's drunk enough, it is kind of fun to just like really agree with them.
Yeah, exactly. See how far they'll go.
Exactly.
See if you can make them contradict themselves.
And just take it even far. Like, well, don't you? You hate black people. Well, what about Irish people? Do we need them? Like, really get into it with him.
Exactly.
And at least you'll be entertained.
Yeah, I have kind of similar, but much worse advice. So this is some bad advice. These people are probably going to be your family and or friends, probably not friends if they're mocking you and judging you. But these are your family.
My best drunk racist friend.
Yeah, exactly. These are your family members. You know their secrets.
Right?
Just change the subject. Does your drunk uncle want to talk about fuck Joe Biden or let's go Brandon or some idiotic bullshit? Change the subject to why he cheated on his wife.
Oh, yes, you do hate those black people. Why doesn't your son talk to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty good, too.
Find those things for those members of your family and turn it on them. Change the subject.
What I would say to make it even more awful.
Oh, I love it. Here we go. Yeah.
Is just lean in and whisper it quietly.
As if you don't want everyone else to hear.
Well, just to really damage them.
Yeah.
When I say damage, I mean counteract whatever's going on.
Exactly.
Obviously, you can go outside and not listen to your drunk uncle rant.
That's probably option one.
Uncle, there's a great Ben Folds 5, Uncle Walter. The song is called Uncle Walter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a great song on this topic. But that's just like flashed in my head.
No.
But just that, because it's like your thing is, this isn't The Witcher. Who is this?
No, this is Jen.
Jen. Everyone's The Witcher from now on.
Witcher now.
The Witcher 1 says, but what I'm saying is like, sounds like really stirring the shit.
Right.
And there's an element to that, but the element of that, say with the passive aggressive mom, is I'm pointing out that you're doing it.
Yeah.
And let's discuss that.
Exactly.
Let's expose
Change
you,
the topic.
which is what I meant by passive aggressive versus aggressive aggressive.
Yeah.
Talking about what it is.
Yep.
And but for your idea about knowing their secrets,
exactly.
instead of making it a thing, because then it's like, she just wanted to hurt everybody. That if you were like, and your wife slept with your best friend, why?
Exactly.
You just lean in.
Is that why you got the abortion,
Yes.
Aunt Janine?
Just, it makes it all the more sinister.
I love that.
And then just slowly reach into his pocket and take his wallet.
And then when they start to talk, just put one finger on their mouth. Shh. No.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I love that. That's funny. Okay, well, hopefully, I mean, that is the perfect advice right there. So I don't know how, Jen, that doesn't solve your problem.
Yes.
Because boom, we just solved it.
Write us back and let us know how you were taken out of the will.
Yeah, send us that video you took of your drunk uncle. Tag Instagram. I don't know any of those words. If you guys, we're done. That was it.
That was the last
finished.
question?
Yeah, we finished our last question. So this was good. I liked the Thanksgiving episode, man. If you have questions or decisions that are weighing heavily on you, please send it to us and let LB ease your burden. We've got Christmas coming up. We've got Hanukkah coming up. We've got holidays coming up. You guys got problems, send it to us at AskLoriBeth.com. Go follow us on all the socials at AskLoriBeth, or just leave us a message with your voice at 1-855-336-2374. That's 1-855-DENBERG or 1-855-Denberg.
And you can find me at LB Denberg on Instagram, at Lori Beth Denberg on Twitter, and at the Lori Beth Denberg fan page at Facebook. And I know I almost don't need to say it here, but I love doing them so much. If you want to book me for a personalized video for a friend, a loved one, or whatever, dude.
Drunk uncle.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
That girl from Dodgeball made me feel bad. I need another beer. But for any occasion, but the holidays, they're just so much fun.
Yeah.
And I love sharing the love.
Yeah.
So you can book me for a personalized video at cameo.com/LoriBeth.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks, babes.
Bad Advice stars Lori Beth Denberg and Clark Crozer. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balon, and part of the Seltzer Kings network. Our theme song is written and performed by Natty Ward. If you or someone you love is in need of some bad advice, you can submit your own question on our socials, all of which are Ask Lori Beth, or on our website at AskLoriBeth.com, or for a nostalgic twist, you can call 1-855-DENBERG. That's right, 1-855-336-2374, and leave your question there. Thanks for listening.